Hello. Well, you may have seen in the news that Colorado residents are grappling with this massive surge in auto insurance costs. That's right. It's nice to lead the nation, but not in things like auto insurance costs, as if it's not already hard enough to make ends meet nowadays. And now your auto insurance rates have gone up even more. Our average annual premium here in Colorado was $1,940. Remember, that's average. If you have an average car, $1,940 per year, making Colorado the 11th most expensive state in the United States to insure your car in. Just when you needed more great news, right? Well, they predict that by 2033, we'll have the fourth highest insurance premiums in the United States, and the average premium at that time is going to be $2,968. Now, that's not that far in the future, and $3,000 a year average automobile insurance premiums are painful to even think about. And it's not like we haven't already been dealing with this. Our automobile insurance rates have already gone up over 53% in the last decade. Here's the question you need to ask. Why? Why are automobile insurance rates in Colorado going up so drastically? Well, first, you may recall from some years ago that the automobile companies went into our Colorado state legislature and they lobbied heavily to end PIP. PIP is the abbreviation that was used for personal injury protection coverage. And in Colorado, what this was, it was a coverage where if you were injured in an automobile crash, you had up to $100,000 in insurance coverage for your medical bills. So often automobile crashes are out of our control, and this was a way to control the incredible medical bills that people would receive or would suffer, as part of a crash. The automobile insurance had to pay up to this $100,000. Well, the insurance companies went in and they told our state legislators, they said, these medical bills are going to cause our state to have outrageous automobile insurance rates. And they got them to change this PIP law, and it went away. They put an end to personal injury protection coverage. The insurance companies no longer had to pay that first $100,000 in medical bills. And the big promise was that was going to make our automobile insurance rates better. Well, clearly that didn't happen. They took our $100,000 in coverage down to $5,000. And as you just heard, our automobile insurance rates have still gone up 53% over the last 10 years. So the big promise there didn't pan out. And now we're number 11 in the country for being the most expensive place to insure. And we're rapidly shooting ourselves to be in the top 5 of the most expensive places to be insured at if you drive a car. So the question you should ask is, what's the excuse now? Well, who are the insurance companies going to blame? I have to tell you at first, I was shocked. I thought it was going to be attorneys. Let me say, blaming attorneys, blaming lawsuits, it always seems to be the easy, low-hanging fruit, and I thought that's what was going to happen. Surprisingly, they didn't do this. They probably knew it would be too easy this year specifically for us attorneys to prove that it's not attorneys and it's not lawsuits causing insurance rates to go up by such incredible amounts. As you know, in Colorado, we're one of the limited states that have very severe caps on insurance claims and amounts that we have to pay on lawsuits. And these caps have been so severe that they're now in the public eye. And because of these being in the public eye, it was a bad year to blame attorneys. Our caps are so restrictive that you probably heard me talk about in other talks that $1 million verdicts that you hear about in Colorado are actually reduced to hundreds of thousands of dollars at best. These verdicts, again, are reduced because of our state law caps. And therefore, these big lawsuits that attorneys get blamed for really don't happen, these big amounts. It's very, very, very rare in unique circumstances. So again, back to my original question, why then are automobile rates going up? If it's not attorneys, what's going on? Well, I think that this question was asked of the insurance industry, and they basically named 2 big reasons. The first reason is they said the price of repairing and replacing vehicles has gone up substantially. That was the first excuse. The second one is the rising cost of medical expenses. In other words, ambulance and hospital bills have just skyrocketed. And with insurances paying those medical expenses, that's also caused rates to go up. Now, if you haven't listened to it, please listen to the other piece that I've recorded on hospital bills, because you'll be shocked to hear that we had one of our clients undergo or suffer, or however you want to call it, $177,033 for a single hospital visit to an emergency department. That's right, $177,033, one visit. If you haven't listened to that talk that I did, please do. The insurance companies have also said that Colorado suffers from frequent hailstorms. They blame that and the body damage. They said these body repair shop bills are substantially higher. That was another reason for our rates to go up. And then we also lead the nation here in Colorado in automobile thefts per capita. I believe last year alone, there was one article that we've talked about once in one of our podcasts, or potentially in one of these videos, where over 600 vehicles were stolen from DIA alone in the year. It's like over 50 cars a month being stolen from one location. So in Colorado, if they're not stealing the entire car, we also suffer from this issue of theft of catalytic converters. In fact, we've even had a couple of catalytic converters cut out of our employees' cars right here in our parking lot in the middle of the broad daylight. It's crazy. So rather than me just sit here and complain and talk about these outrageous rates and why they're going up and such, let's talk about some things that we can do to help. Not all of our talks here are funny TikToks or things like that. Some things are consumer call to action in a way to help society, help us as Colorado citizens to make the situation better. And here's some things you can do that will help with your Colorado automobile insurance rates. The first thing is make legislative changes to reduce thefts. If they're going to blame automobile thefts, and that's anything from the whole car to the catalytic converter, make the price of getting caught so high that it isn't worth it to the criminals. That's something that we can do by pressuring our legislators. Also, remove insurance caps that limit what people are able to recover. Now, that might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out here. People are suffering catastrophic injuries, and they can't pay their medical bills. In fact, they're suffering non-catastrophic injuries and they can't pay their medical bills, just like the person I told you about who has a $177,033 emergency department bill for one day. How in the world can that person pay that bill? These medical bills are high, and the hospitals will tell you that it's because they bill more because there's so much care that they write off. Well, maybe if we got rid of our caps and people could actually receive the money that they were due from some injury, they'd be able to pay their medical bills. And if the hospitals were paid consistently for their medical bills, maybe their billing would remain more reasonable. Now, if it's not more reasonable, then we can hold the hospitals accountable. But right now, with the caps, the people getting off the hook are really the insurance companies. Let's hold the insurance companies responsible for their rate increases. If your rate's increasing, ask why, and use your vote and use your power and use your position and any chance you get to hold these companies responsible. For example, why are the CEOs of insurance companies seeing their salaries explode as our rates explode? You've probably heard me talk about the CEOs of most of these insurance companies making close to $20 million per year. That's right. Single CEO making close to $20 million per year, but yet our rates are going up. Here's some numbers from 2 years ago. You can do a quick search on the internet and find these easy. The Geico CEO, Todd Combs, he makes $13.6 million a year. That was 2 years ago. The State Farm CEO, Michael Tipsard, $24 million per year. Allstate CEO, Thomas Wilson, $18.9 million per year. Travelers CEO, Alan Schnitzer, $20.7 million per year. One more. Liberty Mutual CEO, David Long, $15.4 million per year. Now listen, I'm all about people making money. I'm fine with capitalism. But this is an issue of fairness. If a single CEO is making over $20 million per year and our rates are going up 53%, why? If our rates are going up, then shouldn't the CEO's pay be going down? If they're not doing their job as well, they shouldn't be getting raises. And that's the part that I believe is just unfair. So when you get a chance, vote to correct that. These people are already getting very, very, very nice salaries. Now hold them accountable for how they treat us on our rates. Every time you get a chance to vote, every time you get a chance to sit on a jury, every time you get a chance to provide an opinion, arm yourself and demand change. Colorado citizens need to fight back. Our insurance rates can't keep going this way, and we need to stand firm on the things that will make a difference for us. So that's it for today. I appreciate you listening. If you ever have any questions about automobile insurance rates or any of the things I've talked about, please contact us. If you have any comments, please go on one of our sites, leave some comments for me. I'm always happy to respond. Thank you.